What's up, everybody? Adam Bush here. Hey, it's time for something we call True Story. As we kick off our series Grow, where we're talking about the fruit of the Spirit, we've got a true story for you from our pal Tim Mackie, who's co-founder of the Bible Project up in Portland, Oregon. Recently, we heard a story that Tim shared in a message about an experience he and his wife Jessica had, and it's going to get us thinking about growing and gardening and just get us kicked off as we talk about the fruit of the Spirit. So here we go.
So my wife loves to garden, and Jessica grew up with her family, like having huge gardens in the backyard, vegetable gardens and so on. And so we wanted to have room for a garden. So eventually we bought a small little fixer-upper. There was nothing going on in the backyard. It was just a lot of grass. And so what I had to do was get a rototiller, and I just chopped up a 10 by 25 foot rectangle, and made some raised borders and put up chicken wire. And then my wife was responsible about what she wanted to grow, and peas and beans and squash and cucumbers and peppers and tomatoes and all these other things. And it was really great. But here's what happened. When things were just starting to really grow and the squash and cucumbers were coming in and so on, the peas, we went out one day, the peas were just decimated. Like just shredded. And we're just like, what is happening? This is a monster rabbit? Like, how did it get in? And the chicken wire was all like compressed, like something had lunged over it and gotten caught or something. And then over the next week or so, like the cucumbers decimated, the squash and half the tomatoes and so on, and it just ruined our garden. And we're like, what is this? Is it a herd of elk or something? Like, what's going through our backyard? So after about a week of setting traps and wondering, Jessica came around from the garage to the back. I'll never forget this because she just screamed and yelled. And then I went to the window and I saw her running, and I saw this large, brown, fuzzy creature like lunge, hit the fence, roll over it, which is why it was all good, and then like go right under our neighbor's garage. And then we're like, what on earth was that? It was this huge brown, it was like a beaver, the size of a large beaver, but without the big tail. And so then, we're Googling brown, fuzzy creatures or whatever. And then about 2 days later, I came around and I saw it, and he was right. He was eating something. I don't even remember. And it was so classic, you guys. It was like this moment, the Zen moment of eye contact. It was just like, what? He's caught, and he was just like, what's this guy going to do? I had a rake in my hand, and so I ran towards it, and it, did the same thing under the fence. And I really got a good look at it. We Googled pictures. I was battling a woodchuck. Huge woodchuck. It was living under our neighbor's garage, like under the cement. In the dirt, he caught a whole little world under there, I guess, apparently for him. And so my mission that whole week was to catch this thing. And so I got a live cave trap and was baiting it with apples. I cut up apples and placed them around a bowl that I filled with Coca-Cola and floated marshmallows in it. Right? So I was like, lots of sugar. And so it was totally eating this like 4 days in a row. And then the fifth day I set the trap and got the woodchuck. I didn't kill it. I took it 20 minutes south of town. There's like a wetland nature preserve, and I let him loose.